call it SLATE for short. We are not any affiliation with that political magazine people know about. We are at 1520 Market Street, which is where he has installed all those swanky little cameras, which I didn't know about. We are located between the Peabody Opera House and the old post office. We're part of a network of the American Job Centers that are located around Missouri, so our people from Kansas City actually had the same services that we have in Kansas City. We are also funded with the same kind of grants that you guys have. Usually when people think of SLATE in the city, most of the people remember us for our youth programs. They unfortunately think we're the unemployment office, but what we really are is a career center. People come here to we help them find jobs. We help job seekers with finding a job or a new career path. And what's kind of ironic about me is I am really a product of this whole system. And this product we're going to talk about on the job training. Laid off after 17 years doing graphic design, and I didn't know what to do. So basically I ended up going to one of the career centers to get help. They helped us write resumes. They have free computer labs to use, and we've got some really, really great workshops. We've got a workshop that we have a programmer that loves to break and try to basically break ATS software. So he gives that information to our people that come into our office to help them get their resumes through that scanning software and into an HR person's hands. And all of the services that we have for job seekers are free. Our business engagement and service department is what we are trying to do. We're trying to reach out to businesses in St. Louis because we really love St. Louis businesses. We have got so much going on now. It's really exciting. Like was mentioned earlier, we've got the Danforth Center, we've got Helix Center, we've got Monsanto. They're trying to build another building and they're trying to make a mini Cortex out there. We've got Cortex. Of all the cities they could have built an extension, Cambridge picked St. Louis. It's crazy. I mean, we've got T-Rex, which was the first part, was I think probably one of the first people that had the co-working spaces and was an incubator. And we've got Tech Artista, we've got Lab 1500, we've got all these great small companies, startups, and entrepreneurs taking the leap here, and they're doing really well. And I think one of the reasons they're picking St. Louis is because basically, or Missouri really, because you guys are doing really great over Kansas City too. It's a cheap place to start a business. You can't do this in California. So one of the ways SLATE can help is we have representatives that are dedicated to providing your company assistance with recruiting, screening, and hiring potential employees. We've got a database of people. We also work with companies like Launch Code for our specific IT needs. But we try to help businesses find potential employees. Let's see. We also have the personal touch and customer service and customized recruitment efforts specific to each industry's needs. One tech example that I loved, but my company didn't care for it because SLATE is considered the North Campus for City Hall. So when we do stuff, the mayor sees it. They don't always like the stuff I put out on Twitter because they don't understand what I'm doing. But we were looking for somebody that knew about 3 to 5 years, had 3 to 5 years experience in SQL. So I asked our developer, can you write a line of code? We can put that on our website, and that would be an instant assessment of that person without having to look at their resume. And it actually worked, and that person got hired, because when you're scrolling through all these trying to find jobs, it's annoying, but something like that would grab the attention of somebody that is in the tech industry and would know that job. So that is some of the things we do. Dang. All right. What? Yeah, it's okay. What else can we do? We can help you write job listings. I know that's sometimes kind of a drag to do. We can advertise your jobs on our website, jobs.mo.gov, and that is also statewide. People can use it to relocate here. We can actually put those job orders on our site for you, or you can do it yourself by creating a profile. We can accept resumes on your behalf. We understand that you guys are really swamped, busy, trying to make a living, and that's what we're here for. We're here to help you get through resumes that you probably don't have time to look through. So we can pre-screen applicants. We can have them forwarded to you. We have a really, I would say, a decent database of people through all different industries to help weed out people that you may not have time to deal with. We also have assessment tests that we can do, like with our new grant that we got for the construction industry. We had a lot of problems trying to assess what people really knew. So we gave out assessment tests for those individuals, and we've had two graduating classes from our pre-apprenticeship for our construction program. But the nice thing about all of these things is all of these services are free to you, not only to the job seekers, but to the businesses. You don't have to pay a recruiter to find people for you. Everything is free. You can use our website for free. It's just cool. You don't have to pay for anything. You don't have to pay Monster or Career Builder to find people for you. How else can you benefit from using some of the services at SLATE is to take that risk and that jump by hiring somebody. Using on-the-job training. One of the things and some of the problems we're coming across is that skill gap. When I got laid off, I went back to school. I found out that there was actually money out there for me that I could use. Who knew? The pot of money I knew I could get my hands on was this on-the-job training. I can't even imagine how frustrating it is knowing that there is money out there to help you and you can't use it and you don't know how to utilize it. So because the thing is how do you tactfully let somebody know, if they're on the fence about you, it's like, if you hire me and you think about hiring me, I come with a rebate. I'll help you, the government will help you pay my salary. And that is what we're here for. OJT is designed to be an engine for growth, providing financial reimbursement to employers who hire new full-time positions, new full-time employees. It is a business incentive. It is a business-driven program. The state likes us to think it's more to do with the customers, but it really is the businesses, because if we don't have businesses to participate, we can't obviously help the people that come through our door and need a job. And we get people from all different areas. It's not just people that come into our office. We get them from the universities. We work with WashU, SLU. We've worked with Launch Code, Blue 1647, Code Red. We've got Reboot U. We're really, really trying to close the skills gap with technology, because we're even having a hard time finding people for this. So with this program, we're trying to help you guys fund taking that chance on the person. And we do that by reimbursing you 50% of base salary of your employee. There's no strings attached, and it's not, it's everybody's like, there's got to be a catch to that, but there really isn't. We've got this wonderful grant, and the cap on the salary is $20.20. And we would reimburse your company 50% of that, and also with workman's comp.
Amy, how long is that concussion?
Yep. It's up to 6 months or 1,040 hours of training. So How we figure that out is it kind of depends on your candidate, the one that you pick, somebody you pick. You can interview people. We take reverse referrals. We have a lot of companies that say, hey, I know a couple people I interviewed. Would these people be eligible? People that are eligible for our program must be drawing some type of unemployment assistance, or they could have exhausted their unemployment. They are trying to help vets, people with disabilities, but anybody that has drawn any kind of unemployment can participate in this program. And you can interview whoever you like. We're just here to be a resource. And the people that we're trying to get you to look at are, we're trying to get people to just go through and look at this person's resume, and they go, they've got this, this, and this, and they would be really great if they had this. And this is where we're trying to catch you. If there are like 5 or 6 things that this person is lacking right now, this is where we want to step in and say, can you train that person for those 5 things? And if you do, we'll pay for half their salary if you take that time to do it. And you'll have an employee that would be up to speed. They'll learn exactly what you want them to learn. And it's just a financial boost for you, and it's definitely a confidence booster for the person that you do hire. And more importantly, your business could attain on average $7,000 in recruitment and training savings. We've had, some of the requirements. The position has to be full-time, which is anywhere from 32 to 40 hours a week. Your candidate and your business has to be registered in the program before the new hire starts. So if you hired somebody on Monday, you can't use this program. But to register with us, the business needs to produce, or we'll need you to give us your business license showing that you're able to, or you work in Missouri, your site is located in Missouri, your FEIN number, job descriptions, and then we would also kind of come out and kind of vet you. Your business also needs to be have been open and working, I think, 120 days. And then actually registering the candidate, they would come down to SLATE, and it would take about an hour to kind of get them going. And the whole process, we can usually get people started about 7 business days, depending on how busy or how slammed we are. The state is usually pretty good about giving us approvals. And your business cannot already be federally funded, which we found out the hard way a couple months ago. We found this great candidate, loved her. She was going to work for a company, for a division at City Hall. I don't think I got a slap on the hand so fast as that particular instance, because I sent all the paperwork up and we were excited that she started. State came right back and was like, no, you can't use federally funded money with a company that's for the city. You just can't do that. But we were able to find some other funding to make sure that that woman still was able to keep her job, and she's doing great. Businesses of any size within most industries can utilize OJT. And again, the employer must be based and licensed to operate in Missouri. If you find somebody that you have interviewed and they live in Fairview Heights or Belleville, and your work site is in Missouri, that is not an issue at all. As long as your business is in the state of Missouri, you can hire people from Illinois. You would be able to hire people from Kansas. As long as they're commuting in, it's not a big deal. And I say most businesses because you can't have anybody that is really dangerous. Like, we wouldn't be able to hire somebody for Ameren that's going to be climbing poles, and the workman's comp for that would just be astronomical. No casinos, no gambling, pools.
Does your website list what the cans are?
Yes, and we also try to cover that in our orientations, this is kind of like a mini orientation. But yeah, can't, if you're a pool company and want to use OJT, you can't do that because we're be afraid you can't let it drown, who knows. But we work with many industries and sized businesses. It seems like this actually works better for smaller companies, small to mid-sized companies, because people like the Wells Fargo, the Scott Trades, the Purinas, they really don't need the money or the legal hassle of going through all of this, because if they're all over the country, their legal department is going to be like, okay, why do these 3 people in this city get to have half their salary paid for, but we've got somebody, you know, in California and they don't get the same kind of thing, and it's just seems to be like a legal hassle.
You may cover it when I ask this question.
Okay.
What happens when 6 months is over? So you're paying them $20.20. That company can't afford to pay them $20.20 after month 6. What happens at that point?
That should be taken into consideration before you hire them.
But I'm asking you because I know other businesses that have done this and other businesses that are in this process. In your estimation, does the candidate move on, or do they stay at $15 an hour?
No, actually, that is one of the other things I was going to talk about is OJT is for full-time positions that are going to be permanent and lasting beyond the OJT. And I'm sure you've seen in the news that Mayor Slay is going to try to get the minimum wage up to $15 an hour. I don't know if that'll happen, but we do believe that this needs to be a sustainable wage for somebody. If we've got somebody that's been long-term unemployed, and we find them a job, we don't want to introduce another stress on them thinking, okay, I'm only working for $8 an hour and I have to find another job again. We want people to be self-sufficient and be able to not live paycheck to paycheck. So one of the other requirements is that somebody needs to be working at least $9.50 or above for these programs. And if they do, you do use OJT for this, they should be able to keep the same wage after the 6 months. We don't, it just does, it's not fair to really, or ethical in our opinion, to, you know, give somebody this particular wage, and once this program's over with, they slide back. I'm hoping that this is more of an incentive for businesses to maybe reinvest that reimbursement back into that employee and save that money, so that maybe some of the financial problems that you're trying to weed through at the beginning won't be so great by the end of the 6 months. So we want them to be self-sufficient. Okay, some of the technical information. This is always the fun stuff, and that will not be you. That would be me trying to do all the paperwork. We have a document. We have several documents. They would come in. You would make it. You would go into an agreement with SLATE, and this person would be an employee of your business, not SLATE. So if you offer medical benefits or 401k or anything like that, this person that you do pick would be able to be eligible for any kind of benefits that you currently offer any of your other employees. So paperwork is minimal for the businesses. And usually not usually, but halfway through the training, we usually go back out and we evaluate how the person is doing, how they're fitting in with the rest of your team. Are they coming into work on time? Are they still employed? We've actually gone back to some places and they didn't even let us know that they let the person go. So it's just an informal thing that we go through. We supply the businesses with a timesheet with the next couple months' timesheets, and then we'll take back those timesheets after they're filled out, and we also need to have submitted corresponding payroll that you provide your employee, so we can make sure that all the numbers match up and that the reimbursement is for the correct amount. And the reimbursement is usually comes maybe 3 to 4 months after the person starts. So the person that you hire will be getting paid like any other employee But after we get it to go through, obviously, the fiscal and go through Jeff City, you'll get a lump sum check for those last 3 or 4 months, and they are not tax incentives. It is money you can do whatever you want with. My suggestion would be to save it for the salary for this person, you know, in month 7, 8, 9. You can buy a printer. You can take us about have a nice happy hour. It's money that you're free to do whatever you'd like with. Currently, we've got over 85 companies participating in OJT from 2012 to present. And again, they range from bioscience. We had a really great bioscience grant from what I heard. But we've got 85 companies we have a lot of food manufacturing and packaging plants in St. Louis. We've got that, we've got schools, a lot of tech. We've hired people at Launch Code. It just kind of runs the gamut. We've hired chemists, scientists, all the way to, actually we had a guy go through 2 years ago through OJT and is now the CFO of a company, and he's using OJT now. So, you know, I think we get a pretty decent diverse amount of people. And to date, our office has placed 350 job seekers into full-time employment. And that number has grown quite a bit from the first time I tried doing this presentation back in October. So, and again, our bioscience OJT surpassed its original goal of 60 placements. I work with a man that is a machine, and he got 71 people placed in this OJT. And this one is one we're actually trying to get another grant for, because the bioscience grant did not have a cap on their salaries, which is how we got to hire that CFO. So we're really trying to get another grant like that. We're also trying to get another tech grant. But we work with, like I said, we're really trying to do our due diligence and get these people to happen. Oh, that didn't work, but is there any other questions?